Hello and welcome to Kundra classes. And today the topic of discussion is very important topic, that is how to find nth highest salary. Now the method which we are going to use to calculate the nth highest salary, it could be third, fourth, fifth, any highest salary using correlated method, correlated nested query you can say. It's a correlated method. So let's first discuss what the problem is and what we are going to do. Okay, see, this is consider table employee. You are have clearly watching a table. There is a table called employee given below. Your job is to determine third highest salary. It could be third, fourth, fifth, whatever it is, highest salary of the given table using correlated query. So what is correlated? So let me tell you one thing. There are two type of query. One is nested query, and one is correlated, correlated, correlated query. So what are difference between two? So nested query is also called independent nested query, while these are called dependent nested query. Dependent nested query, and these are called independent, and these are called dependent. What actually is the meaning of dependent and independent? So if I talk about nested query, so this is the outer query, this one is the inner query, this one is the outer query, this one is the inner query. So what is nested query? Outer query depends on the answer of inner query. So when inner query give the answer to outer query, then outer query process on that particular output of inner query and gives the final output. Fine. But if I talk about correlated nested query, then if this is the inner query, this one is the outer query, this one is the outer query, this one is the inner query, then what actually happens? The inner query first depend on the input given by outer query, then input query gives its result back to the outer query, and finally outer query gives the final output. So what actually is taking place is that inner query is dependent on the input of outer query also. Because of this, this is called dependent nested query, and this is called independent nested query. So this is simple nested query, and this is correlated nested query. Fine. So this is what all about correlated nested query. So our job, I have already discussed, I have already explained how to determine, I have already explained how to determine nth highest salary using simple nested query. So let's start with what actually correlated query is and how to solve this question. So this question will make you understand what nested query and correlated query is all about. So given there is a query, select name comma salary from where employee table, there is about employee, where 3 equal to and something there is in bracket. This means this is nested. Then how it is dependent? You can see that here, you can see that there is a comparison where f dot salary is greater than e dot salary. So what this means? I have created a alias e of a table, outer table, and I've also created a alias f in the inner table, and I'm using the alias of outer table in the inner query. So this is how the inner query is depending on some part of outer query. Because of this this is called correlated nested query. So let's understand this query very simply, and I'll make you understand this in a very simple and easy manner, and you will really love to see the answer of this query. So let's, as you have seen that there are two table E and table F, which are actually the alias of table employee. So let's create our two aliases. So let's create the two aliases. Fine. Excuse me. So now in front of you there are two alias. One is employee table E and one is employee table F. So this table name is E and this table name is F. Now you have to run this query, and you know very well, if you see the nested query, the inner part gets solved first. Fine, sorry, excuse me. So let's start with the inner part. So first what we check first, from part is from there. Yes, from there. Which table? Employee table. And which table I'm concerning? F table. Fine. Where now we come to where part. Where F dot salary. What is F? This table is F. Where F dot salary is greater than E dot salary. What actually the meaning of this? So let me tell you one thing very clearly. This query is something like nested loop. No, have you ever seen that for I is equal to 0, I less than 10, and then comes your inner loop for j is equal to 0, j less than equal to I here. So here the inner query is depending on this inner loop is depending on the outer loop. Fine. So in a similar fashion, this correlated query works. So how correlated query works? So let's start. First of all, this first row of employee table E will get selected. Fine. And you will compare this. Is F dot salary is greater than E dot salary? What is E dot salary? This is E dot salary. Now you have to compare this part with all the tuples. You have to compare this salary with all the tuples. So you have to compare this salary, the single tuple of E table with all the, like in nested loop, with all the tuples of this, while keeping this in mind that F dot salary should be greater than E dot salary. Fine. So this is E salary and these are F salary. This is greater than or equal to? Yes. So I'll select this tuple. This is greater than? F dot salary should be greater than E dot salary. Is F dot salary is greater than E dot salary? No. 35,000 is not. So I'll not select this. Is this greater than? No. Is this greater than? No. Is this greater than? No. So this is not greater. So finally what we get only one tuple which is, satisfying the condition, which is satisfying the condition. So I'll go to the select part now, and what I'll do, I'll count what? F dot salary, distinct F dot salary. So there is only one salary, 40,000, only 40,000. So what actually the count value will be 1. So the count value will be 1. Fine. Okay. Now I'll go to the outer query. I'll select name. I'll select the salary from table employee. Which table? E table, where 3 equal to 1. Is 3 equal to 1? No, 3 is not equal to 1. So I'm so sorry, I'll not select you. I'm so sorry, I will not select you. Fine. Okay. So this was the first part. So let's move little bit faster now. Let's move to the second part little bit faster. So what I'll do, I'll now select this part, and I'll compare this salary with all the tuple of F table. Is this salary is less than equal to this salary? Yes, I'll select this. Is this salary is less than but equal to? Yes, I'll select. Is this salary is either I say greater than this salary? No, I'll not select this. Is this salary less than equal to? Yes, equal to. I'll select this. Is this salary is less? Is this salary is greater than? Yes, this salary is greater than. Fine. So how many tuples we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have finally 4 tuples here. Fine. Okay. So we have finally 4 tuples here. 38, 35, 40 and 35. Fine. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll select what? I'll distinct F dot salary. So how many distinct are there? 40 is 35. I'll not take this 35 because it's repeating. I want distinct, and this 38. So what value I am getting? 3. I'm getting the value of 3. Either they are 4 tuples, but distinct are only 3 tuples. Fine. So what I'll do, I'll select name, comma, salary from employee, this table, where 3 is equal to. Is 3 is equal to 3? Yes, 3 is equal to 3. Yes, 3 is equal to 3. So this is also 3 and this is also 3. So I'll select this name. So according to me, Amit and his salary 35,000 is third highest salary, and you can clearly see 40,000 is the first highest salary, 38 is the second, and 35,000 is the third highest salary. In a similar fashion, we'll check this. Again, when we'll check this, we'll get the output 3, and which will be equal to 3. So what Abhishek is also a person who is getting third highest salary. Meanwhile, if you want fourth highest, you can put 4th. You want fifth highest, you can put 5. Fine. So this is the method by which I have tried my level best to explain you, to really explain you what actually correlated query is and how to find nth highest salary using correlated query. So this was all theoretical part. Let's see the implementation of this particular. So let me discard this. Let me open one Oracle. I'm having the Oracle 10G with me. So let me show you one of the table. This is my table, employee table. So this is my employee table where I have arranged the salary descending order wise. That is, I've selected everything, but I've selected salary descending order wise. So 40,000 is the first highest, 38,700 is the second highest, and 36,000 is the third highest salary, which is of John. So let me run the query. This was the query which I've just showed. So let me run this query. Am I getting John? Let's see. Yes, exactly. You are getting name John. You are getting John, who's getting third highest salary. What if I want salary also? Then write name, comma salary. Name, comma salary. SALRY salary. Now see, that is name and salary. John is getting 36,000, which is third highest. What if you want fourth highest? Then you just simply put. What if you want second highest? Just you simply put 2 over here. You put 2 and you get Rohit. See, there are two Rohit who are getting 38,700. You can see there are two Rohit. One is from IT department, one is from CSET department. They both are getting second highest salary. So I'm getting the output also of both of them. Both the Rohit are getting second highest salary. Fine. So this is the very important query by which you can understand what second highest salary and third highest salary, but using correlated method. So by this method, I have tried my level best to explain you what is correlated query and why this is called dependent nested query. Thank you so much for watching Kundra classes. Please like, subscribe and share the channel. Thank you so much.